Chapter 8, The Serum. In his office, Agent has just opened his personal safe to reveal his secret invention, a serum with the potential to turn the vampire back into a mortal human. Where did you get this? I created it. How does it work? If you analyze the blood of a vampire, there are certain chemical powders in it that make it different from human blood. For decades, I've been having my scientists try to reverse engineer those properties. To turn our blood more normal, if you will, it requires a complex solution blending synthetic elements with some surprisingly natural ones. The mandrake extract. Yes, that was a part of it. And the serum can make a vampire mortal again. We hope so eventually. Is that what you want, to be immortal? Agent hesitates, then turns away. It doesn't matter. What do you mean? The serum isn't finalized yet. I mean, you haven't tested it? No, I have. I was actually the first vampire to test it out. It doesn't seem to affect most of the aspects of vampirism. The strength, the healing, the hunger, all of those remained. Though it does have an immediate, if temporary, effect on my photosensitivity. Meaning? He turns the injector over in his hands. This lets vampires walk in the sun. Seriously? For about 4 hours anyway, then it wears off and the vampire is back where he started. Except he's exhausted, depleted, and in desperate need of feeding. Did you really test it on yourself? Yes, 4 times so far. And what happened after you took the serum? The first time I went up to the roof here just testing the balcony. Each successive time I pushed, the boundaries further. Last time I was outside for 3 hours and went all the way to Brooklyn. Whatever excited you are about going to Brooklyn. Sadly, it's changed since I last saw it in the sunlight. He turns the injection device over in his hands thoughtfully. This is fascinating and all, but why are you showing it to me right now? Because I'd like to take a walk around the city today and I'd really love to have your company. Okay, sure, I'd be happy to. To give it as your contribution to a scientific testing process. Adrian laughs, giddier than you've ever seen him. He holds the device up and switches it on, removing the safety cap. The needle, thick and sharp, glints in the light. That looks painful. It is. And he pulls down his collar and presses the needle onto the side of his neck. You wince, but he looks calm as ever. It beeps and you see the plunger descend as the orange serum disappears into his veins. Oof. He slides the needle out of his neck, puts the empty device back in the box and seals it in the safe. The wall slides shut after it and the security panel disappears. That looks very secure. I can't be too cautious. This serum has the potential to change the face of the world. And in many ways, it's the single most important technology this company has ever created. Well, and you're showing me? Why not? Because you've known me for like a week. It's a little weird that you're trusting me with your $1 billion top secret serum, right? It's not that strange. You're my personal assistant, Dr. Wall. He cocks his head to the side and smiles as though something amusing has just crossed his mind. I suppose I trust you. Oh. Besides, it's not like you could do anything with it. If anyone other than me tried to open that safe, the security system would incinerate them into a few charred scraps of flesh. You're joking, right? That's another joke. He stares at you. Yikes. Now then, where do we begin? You and Agent walk out the doors of Vane's corporate building into the rising dawn. The streets are peaceful, the traffic minimal. The sun is so low it creates backlit halos on the trees. You can hear the birds starting to wake up. Agent stops basking in the golden sun warming his face, closes his eyes and takes a deep breath. That's something I've missed. I bet. He sets off purposefully down the street. You hurry after him, pacing through the city as he provides historical context to everything. And here there used to be an actual wall at the northern border of the Dutch colony near Amsterdam. That's why they call it Wall Street. The fact that you remember all of this is incredible. So at the corner of William Street is where the Bank of New York was started by Alexander Hamilton. Wait, were you here for that? You know him? Hamilton, we spoke a few times, interesting man, bit obnoxious, honestly, but if you wanted to get into finance at that time, he was the man to talk to. So you didn't throw away your shot? I don't follow. Never mind, did you know any of the other founding fathers? I knew Washington, a good leader, the best horseman I've ever met, and an excellent dancer. I did some business for him after I was turned, which is around the time this area started to really transform. Wow, what kind of business? Provided some assistance that let his army fight on a more level battlefield. Time out, you're telling me George Washington won the Revolutionary War with the help of vampires? Technically, yes. So that's just, what? I had trouble with the idea. It's just, how does no one know about you? Like, how are you not in history books? History is just a series of stories that told over and over again. Those who have the power to tell the stories about history. It's easy enough to change the books to hide a detail or two, to tell the stories people really want to hear. The world is changing though. It's becoming harder and harder to control the narratives. That's a good thing, right? I mean, in general, freedom and truth and all that. True freedom can be the most dangerous thing of all, Amy, believe me. Now then, shall we move along? Okay, show me something else. Of course, one of my favorite destinations is just around the corner. Grinning, Adrian leads you past the tourist to a small, fenced-in pocket park with a beautiful fountain. This is the oldest park in the New York City. And what immensely historical thing happened here did Thomas Jefferson waltz here? May well have. In 1776, after hearing the Declaration of Independence, a crowd came here and tore down a large statue of King George. Those 4,000 pounds of metal were melted into bullets to be used by the Continental Army. Did you help tear down the statue? No, but I did help fire those bullets. It's weird, I don't really think of you as a veteran, but I guess you fought in the Revolutionary War, huh? Amy, I fought in every war. Oh, right. The two of you turned and walked back up Broadway. The city is in full-blown morning commute mode now. In the magical light of the early morning is gone. The streets around you are full of barking pedestrians and honking cars. Perhaps some quick breakfast before the sun starts to fade. Ugh, yes, I'm starving. You look to your left and Adrian has disappeared. Adrian? We're behind you and he is standing very still on the sidewalk staring at an old, run-down park. Look like you're somewhere else. There was a church out there once, over 200 years ago. A beautiful little building, carved stone and stained glass in a bronze steeple. Sounded like it was special to you. It was. Is that because it reminds you of someone? Yes. Your wife? Yes, I was right here. And I haven't set foot in this or any other church since. Adrian. He pulls his head together and smiles guardedly. Breakfast? Wait, food, let's do it. He head back towards the bustling road looking for someone to eat. You know, I have my own tour of New York. Oh. Spoiler alert, it's a tour of all my favorite places in the city. It's not as historical as yours and probably not as fancy, but it's a whole lot of fun. But so long since I've stepped out of my own world. Stepping to yours for a while sounds quite nice. Maybe another time. I'm down for getting breakfast, but should probably get some sleep after that. Sleep? You need sleep? I've only been up all night. Now for everyone, then I've got big plans tonight. What are you doing? Be at my office at sundown, I'll tell you. He smiles, but his eyes hint at something other than happiness. Before he can ask what it is, he clasps his hands together. Okay, first breakfast in bed. This day is truly topsy-turvy. You let out a laugh at his boyish expression and take his arm as he leads you deeper into downtown. After a long, exceptionally fulfilling nap, you rush back out to Adrian's office where Kamala and Lily are waiting. Hey. Hey, Amy. Oh, hello, what are you doing here? I work here, and Adrian told me to meet him here this evening. Oh my god, are you coming with us? Yes, wait, where? Lily looks to Kamala for permission. Can I tell her? I don't care. Lee jumps up and down with excitement. The Awakening Ball is the biggest vampire social event of the year. Well, I wish Adrian had told me. I'm not exactly dressed for something like that. Adrian enters adjusting his collar. Don't worry, it's already arranged. Our host is very picky about the clothing everyone wears. He likes to have authentic period attire. Our outfits will all be ready for us on arrival. For the record, I wanted to surprise you, so I can help myself. The Awakening Ball is always a lot of fun. It's a massive affair for everyone in the state, and it happens to be where any newly turned vampires make their debut. Sounds chic, wears it. It's held in an old castle in upstate New York, the home of Marcel Lafayette, a wealthy vampire socialite. And anyone who's anyone in the New York vampire world will be there. Like Priya. Oh yes, she'd never miss a party like this. I do hope she respects the rules this year. If I have to scrape another body off of a gazebo. I think you're focused on the wrong thing. This is an awesome vampire ball. Think about it. Fancy gowns, dissident cakes, spooky ghosts. There will not be spooky ghosts. Friendly ghosts, funny ghosts, sexy ghosts. Was she this tiresome as a human? She was this delightful. Kamala rolls her eyes. Wait, we better get going if you want to make a train. Lily hugs you, overflowing with excitement. This is going to be so much fun. A few chapters and a couple hours of dozing later, the train slows emerging from a forest and you see an incredible secluded castle in the distance. As the train screeches to a halt, its passengers disembark to the platform, excitement running high. Lily comes walking over to your side as soon as she catches sight of you. So how was the VIP car? It was absolutely, totally amazing. I mean, you know, meh, whatever, it's just a boring old train car. You smell like champagne. You know what, forget the VIP car, let's just focus on the awesome ball ahead. The crowd pushes around you and you instinctively press closer to Lily. Huh, there really aren't that many humans here. Are you scared to be at an event with so many vampires? A bit. I admit it's gotten a little dicey when I've been so outnumbered, but I trust you guys will look out for me. Of course we will. Now let's go. The two of you hook arms and together with Adrian and Kamala and about 200 other vampires, you head towards the castle gate.